All right, YouTube. Splitgate 2. It deserves better. By the Act Man. I'm a certified Splitgate 2 hater for a lot of reasons. I played the first game. I loved it. Splitgate 2, played the beta. Absolutely hated it in every possible way. A lot of it was because it isn't Halo anymore. And the fact that this guy went on stage and talked about, like, this is the best game ever, and nobody clapped. I feel like that says a lot. They turned Splitgate into a class-based, not only class-based, but loadouts as well. And yeah, how is this Halo now? It's not Halo's like an arena. You go try to get the power weapons and stuff. That doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Yeah, I guess you could, but it just ain't the same. It don't hit.
Sponsored
Anyway,
by Splitgate 2. Download and play it for free using the links in the description and pinned comment. Remember Halo?
Yeah.
Remember Portal?
Yeah.
Those were the days, weren't they?
Yeah, Act Man.
Now you don't have to live in the past.
Whoa.
Because Splitgate 2 just
It's funny too, because I think, did you just say it was sponsored by Splitgate 2?
I'm sure many of you remember
Dude, that's how much I tune out the name Splitgate 2.
You probably played it for a couple weeks.
Bro.
Thought, wow.
Like, this is just like insane, dude. He didn't look good. Yeah, Faye. Yeah, Faye. I played the beta. I hated it. The first game was fun,
especially after
but I don't know. I feel like shutting down the first game for this was I don't think it worked.
But I am happy to say that it does not. It does.
See, this is crazy. If this is a positive review of Splitgate 2, I'm gonna be so surprised. And it says it deserves better, so I'm imagining it is, and it isn't.
Retain my interest.
Yeah. Like, it's fun for like for the first like hour maybe, but then it just dies.
Falls into some different pitfalls, which we'll talk about.
Yeah. And then this right here, like just what is the price of this, man? Like, here's the thing too. I believe when he was on the stage, he's all like, "We don't do this, we don't do that." 4,000 points. It's 50% off out of what?
About later on.
Those are like fake sales too. Like, that's the craziest part. That's crazy work.
What it could improve on, and what the team
like when you have your own storefront. Okay, I'm sorry, I paused again. When you have your own storefront and then you go, it's 50% off. It's your own storefront. What do you mean it's 50% off? You make the prices, and it's a digital good. It's not like it's a tangible thing where there actually is, you know. What's the word? Like, yeah, of course you got the devs making the thing, but it doesn't really cost. You get what I'm saying, right? Like, you don't have to do materials, so like the cost of multiple isn't factored in. You make it once.
7 can do to keep me coming back.
Yeah.
It's
time to split.
Yeah. I feel like the game's just gonna. I feel like the game's just gonna die very fast if it isn't already.
Which worked for a small indie game. It was a great stepping stone.
It was good at first.
And now Splitgate 2 has taken that next.
It just, I think the class-based, the loadout-based type thing kind of killed it for me, high key. The problem, maybe there is a mode that isn't like that, but regardless, the classes kills it. I'm genuinely curious what he's gonna say though. Right now, he's just kind of padding. He's literally just. He's yap padding. He's yap padding.
Oh, hey, you want to see something though?
The movement.
Oh my God.
Where's the basketball? They have emotes now.
Oh
That's.
my God, you did not
That's.
just fucking.
We
lost. You can't do that.
Not the emote.
Jesus.
That's just. I remember Call of Duty did that.
It's difficult to talk about.
I was just like, why?
Without drawing comparisons to other FPS.
Yeah, it's not Halo, and I don't feel like it's Halo anymore. I think it was Halo in Splitgate 1. It felt more like Halo. But playing this, it did not.
And how it's used for short bursts.
When I played this, it did not feel like it.
Splitgate 2 also has Halo's floatiness. So after you're done boosting, you don't just
look, it's got the floatiness.
Glide a little bit
I mean, I
more.
suppose, but
this game also
it's too much.
Titanfall 2's momentum-based
Because you got momentum and floatiness. Like, here's the thing: did it feel good to play? I think it felt good. Like, I won't lie, I think it felt good. I think the gunplay and everything was very, very good. So I'm not gonna be like a super certified hater, but it's just what they did though, like with the gameplay systems, is what kind of killed it for me.
Learning how to exploit
like this stuff's cool. Like this stuff genuinely fun and cool. Like, you know, actually hitting some dope shots, the movement, all that stuff.
There's many levels of mastery.
It's just everything else around it does not hit for me.
Each map
So
rewarding.
genuinely curious what Act-Man says, because here's the thing: I do watch Act-Man. It's just a lot of his takes recently have been very strange, if I'm gonna be quite honest. And I don't want to say it's like a thing where it's like, oh, he's getting paid, so he's going to say nice things. I don't necessarily think that's the case. I just think that his taste and my taste are very strange. But at the same time, I've seen comments even going, what do you mean? Like, because he's like against the grain. And if he's sticking with his guns and that's truly what he thinks, that's awesome. But
they wanted to replicate
you know, it's just
but just couldn't commit all the
it doesn't hit with the public, which is hilarious.
Situationship with advanced movement. But in Splitgate 2, what you're really seeing is
the rainbows. The rainbows.
This game doesn't try to be more insanely
it's like advanced warfare and stuff. Yeah, see, like See, look, I'll say this. I like how he's comparing it to Titanfall. I think that's a much better comparison. If I was to be quite honest,
I think it strikes a perfect balance where it feels
because it does have a momentum-based system. It feels more like a Titanfall. Like I think movement stuff. It was great, like I said, but
all over the place and little cool things.
It doesn't feel like Halo anymore. I feel like the first game totally felt like Halo.
Portals to launch yourself across the map. Where Splitgate 2 really excels is in its variety of.
Obviously, you want the momentum and stuff because that's like Portal. That's like the Portal
type stuff. Domination,
there's a big Portal thing.
TDM, one bomb, etc. But instead of TDM being like first to 50 kills or whatever,
yeah, I forgot what they. Oh yeah, they did it weirdly too. That's also the thing that was weird as well.
Format, which is
a smaller round TDM, and it wasn't just like pure TDM.
Pace, especially since it can add some real.
But I didn't mind this. I actually really didn't mind this.
The teams are tied at
I think it was kind of neat. It was interesting.
What, it goes to sudden death.
It's an interesting way to do TDM and stuff. Honestly,
I think it's cool that in any match it can.
I don't think it's too bad, but it's not Halo. You know.
Oh boy! Oh, what do you know?
So I feel like all the big Halo comparisons now are kind of
that the
dead.
Teabag mode does not return. And
oh, did they take away Teabag? Confirmed? Like, that's crazy.
Custom games and whatnot. Speaking of, there are custom games.
So they do have custom games. Dude, I bet you they have Griffball.
A freaking map editor too.
I bet you they got Griffball.
Splitgate 2 does feel like a response to a lot of the criticisms I've had and complaints.
That's, you know, I forgot too. They added a battle royale mode. Why? Can we explain why this was the case? Why did they add battle royale? I feel like that was very like pointless. You know, I think this is cool though. Like they got like Fiesta and like gun game, which is cool, I suppose. Like a lot of these modes seem fun and cool. It's just like I don't think I could see myself invested into the game.
Like
you know, I could see myself maybe playing it, trying it again, really but I don't see myself being invested or trying to buy microtransactions or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Also, thanks, Randy, for joining the Discord. I just witnessed that.
Well, I think their prevalence has been toned down compared to the first game, making combat
it's just like
less gimmicky, but still retaining the fun and excitement that Portals bring to a first-person shooter. Portals are just
this is just interesting,
and using them properly requires
like it's cool. Like the game's cool. It's just I'm a certified hater, so I can't love it anymore.
Right in between, so you can peek through the portal and jump back if you need to.
Trying to combine too many games into one. Yeah, see, this is what I told my friend too. You saying that is very interesting. So one of my friends is trying to make a video game, right? And one of the things is he has a ton of ideas, right? And I told him, hey, slow down, buddy. Slow down a little bit. You know, what you should do is totally 100% just focus on one thing. Focus on one thing and expand upon it. You have all these ideas, put those ideas into one thing if you can, and just expand. That was like the biggest thing I was trying to say. You know what I'm saying?
Different dimension to your typical FPS combat.
All right, here we go.
And they really set Splitgate apart from everything else out there.
Certified hater though, right here. So
sight lines and lanes. That's a nice thing. None of the maps feel like they're 3 lanes. You know, what's cool is now you can cover up enemy portals.
Yeah, the maps are interesting. I like it's interesting.
Flanking routes,
like I do think it's fun and interesting. It's just I don't see this ever being super competitive. Like if they try to make this MLG, I don't think it's ever gonna work. Because I don't think it can.
An enemy portal appear next
it feels like it's something you play like every once in a while, like for funsies.
Guy right on the other side of it. There is no end to the amount of creative ways you can use portals, either to flank your opponents, escape from their advance, or use them just as a distraction. A red herring. As far as maps go, I think there's fewer than there were.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I guess that's like not metagaming, but like tech. There, that's the word.
They are all solid, and I hope they add more. But movement is only
he's kind of saying what I said too.
Matter if the weapons aren't fun to use.
Like I think the movement and all that stuff's kind of neat. But
luckily, Splitgate 2's arsenal feels just right.
I seriously think if this was not class-based, I would enjoy it a lot more.
There's 3 types of classes.
What was that for?
Initially,
Double
I was
kill.
like, operators, really? But what's cool is that
Yeah,
each
see,
has
you might have a
separate
different
weapons
opinion. See, this is what, see, thank you. This is what I didn't like. So you had all the classes, but the classes had different loadouts and they have abilities. So it's like a hero shooter kind of as well.
Although they all have the same archetypes of assault rifle,
That's how that
SMG,
worked.
carbine, battle rifle, and
So it's
shotgun.
just, it was
Each
kind of
of the 3
gross.
variants of these weapons all feel slightly different.
It's just kind of
Different
gross,
enough
bro.
that they're not just reskins. Now, it does seem like assault
What's
rifles
meta?
right now can sometimes outperform the carbine and
That'd be
VR
crazy.
at ranges where it shouldn't. So there's some room to improve on the balance. But the important thing is the guns are all
They
fun to
balance this
use.
poorly,
The hit
man says.
registration and feedback is so satisfying. It makes
Yeah.
the combat loop quite
Glorp,
addictive.
glorp,
You
glorp,
can add 2
glorp.
attachments, but
A
attachments
little glorpy
don't
glorp.
radically change the weapon. They just give it very slight buffs.
Yeah.
And that means that unlike some Call of Duty games, you're playing this because it's
Uh-huh.
fun, not because you have to grind to
What did I say? I could see myself playing it for fun.
unlock the fun. Same with when
I can see it playing for like a little bit for fun. Like if a friend says, hey, download it and play it.
Yo,
Nice.
I fucking
All right.
stuck you
Now,
with
if he
the
wants me to
sticky
play it
grenade,
every
you
single
did.
day,
Yes.
Nice.
Oh
That's
my
sick.
god.
you know?
There are a few power weapons on each map, and I wish there were
And,
more
yeah.
things to pick up.
It doesn't seem
or
like there's
more
that many.
Side objectives. I suppose that's not the point.
Which makes
but
it less
look
like
at
Halo.
This, the slipstream. What is this, dual wielding?
That's
And
pretty
it's
cool.
funny how Splitgate
But, you know.
demonstrates you can make dual wielding work when Halo has
Dual
all but
wielding.
abandoned it. The foobar
I don't-
is
I don't-
your
I don't-
typical rocket launcher,
And it's-
or so it's.
And it's like a double barrel. Here's the thing. Dual wielding in Halo was always cool, but I don't know. I don't see the point. I don't see the point of adding dual wielding just to add dual wielding. I mean, if they did it right, cool, but
There's one caveat.
Why?
You can reload up to 3 rockets
Now,
into your
assassinations.
next shot for maximum
But dual
firepower,
wielding,
but
I
you
could
can
care less,
cancel the
personally,
reload after
quite
one
honestly.
rocket to save on ammunition. Little quirks like this help to make
There's some
Splitgate
tech.
2
Look at that, it's tech.
differentiate itself, even slightly.
Some tech,
Of
dude,
course,
some
the classic
tech.
baseball bat returns
Which is
with
the
all
gravity
its
hammer.
one-shot glory.
pretty much.
All this is to say,
Or
that
was it the
Splitgate
sword?
2
I don't know,
is
it's
a
one or the
ton of
other.
fun.
So
So
cool.
why then?
Like,
When
I'll
it
say this, I
seems like
appreciate
they're
that they
doing
basically
everything
like
right, does Splitgate 2
stylize everything. I
seem
think
to
the
be
style and
getting
everything's
more
neat, but
negative reviews than its predecessor.
Definitely.
If it's a better
It's mixed,
sequel,
too.
What's the deal? Well, the unfortunate truth
Yeah.
is in the world of
Yeah, he's the
gaming,
Summer
where
Game Fest.
thousands of developers all vie for your attention.
It's literally
and
what he
what's
said on
in your
stage 2
wallet,
was
first
very
impressions
was
are
very
everything.
off.
Now, for me, I had played the open beta and the
I
closed
did too.
alpha before that, so my first
Yeah.
impressions were based solely on the game itself.
I thought it was okay
However, for many
at the
others,
time,
their
but I'm still a
first
certified
glimpse
hater.
at
I hated
Splitgate
it.
2 was at the presentation at the Summer
This is what sealed the game's fate, I feel. Like, high key, I feel like this is what really sealed the game's fate.
Games Fest. And sometimes
was
all
the
it takes
worst.
to derail the hype train is
Steps
one
up there with the
board
bat.
off the track.
He's
But
got, like, that
tracks
hat
can be repaired.
that
So
everyone
when the
was making
CEO
fun of.
got on stage,
He said what he
some
said, and it
things
just
I agreed
did
with.
not.
Points I have
It did
made
not hit.
countless times in the past about being tired of modern gaming and generic
Mm-hmm. like modern
FPS titles
gaming.
that have become
I don't
so
like FPS.
predictable and formulaic.
Because I grew up playing Halo.
Look at that. Make FPS great again.
And I'm tired of playing the same Call of
they
Duty
got him
every
good
year.
on that.
And I wish we could have Titanfall 3.
I too would love to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would love Titanfall
And
3.
Call of
Wow.
Duty has
This
been
guy's
shitting the
cool.
bed for a long time. The difference, however,
Yeah,
when I
the
say this
execution,
stuff,
too.
and when you get on stage
He's
representing
not making a game.
company and say this stuff,
Yeah, make
is
it represent a
exactly
company
that.
and a game.
You are representing a company, hundreds of people, and a product.
Like,
I'm
what he
just some
says
dipshit
is,
on
like,
the
cool,
internet,
but
you know?
it
I
doesn't
don't
really
have to
work
be
when it doesn't hit the
professional.
game.
Penis.
Oh, he said the thing.
It's not the best
you
look,
say pee?
and it's not professional
pee, pee.
to take pot shots at other developers.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, he's representing a company and he was talking crap to other devs, which I feel like that as well is going to kill relationships as well. So if there was some sort of possibility of a collab, I
who are
think that's
working
killed.
within the same field as you. You don't need to shit on
Yeah.
Call of Duty in order to promote.
Which is funny, 'cause Call of Duty's doing great, so regardless of what he says and how people feel, people are still gonna buy Call of Duty regardless.
Enough of those these days.
You know?
Nothing quite feels like what we had in the past. And so it was my vision with Splitgate 2 to deliver a game that made me
all he
feel
had to
like I was back
all he
in
had
the
to do
glory
was
days
say,
of
I
the
want to
Xbox
play,
360.
I want to make this
That's
game
all that
like
really
it
needs
was
to
in the
be
old days.
said.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
also not the best
Ackman's
look
right.
to complain
Ackman's
about
right.
repetitive trends in first-person shooters.
And then he does
I
it.
wish Titanfall 3 existed, only to then announce a battle royale mode.
Yeah, not only does he
which
battle,
is the reason
I don't want to copy Trench, and then battle royale. Reason why Titanfall 3 is not
Titanfall
happening.
3 doesn't exist.
Apex Legends, and it's just like, not only does he do that, it's the store. It's the storefront, man. Dude, if he really wanted to make a Halo, what he would have done was tied armor pieces, armor sets, some cosmetic stuff to achievements, which is how old Halo was. I understand companies got to make money. The game's free to play. But the thing is, if you are going to make a game and make all these claims and do all this stuff, you know, like I said this before and I'll say this again, I feel like multiverses ended up pooping the bed because it was free to play. I guarantee, I don't guarantee, but I feel like if I was in this timeline where multiverses was a paid game, it would have thrived. Whereas the Nicktoons Smash clone, that one was paid. I think if that one's free to play, it might have thrived a little bit. That's all I'm saying. But I could understand not wanting to do that for the Nickelodeon game because microtransactions, and then I guess that could lead to a slippery slope. But at the same time, Fortnite does it. So
clearly, this type of messaging didn't translate well with some audiences.
Yeah.
That's putting it lightly. You see, at that point, it doesn't matter to the casual viewer.
Yeah,
how
especially if this
awesome the
was a lot of
VR
people's
mode
first
might
impressions.
be,
It's definitely not a good
because
impression.
what you have is the appearance of a statement that is
I know Halo
out
is
of
supposed to make a
touch
VR
with
mode. I don't
what they're
know
presenting.
what's up
It's
with
like
that,
the
but
optics don't quite
it's probably dead in the
fit.
water.
So it comes across as being somewhat hypocritical, like you're
It's too late to do that now, I feel, anyway. People don't really care. Like, people... This is the problem, too. You know what? Hold up. I don't pause again. This is the problem making, like, battle royales and stuff now, anyway. People have their game. You know, people... I think making free-to-play games and trying to do a live, like a live service game right now is probably one of the easiest ways to kill your company. Sony has tried to make multiple live service games, and they all have died before they even made it into the shelves. You know, and there is one that did make it to the shelves, and it died in 9 days. It's called Concord. You know, I feel like people have their game. They have their live service game. Maybe someone's an Apex player. Somebody's a Fortnite player. They have their game. Maybe they'll play your game for like a day, a week, but they're always going to go back to their game. Especially people that play Fortnite. They probably spent a lot of money on battle passes, a lot of money on skins. They will have FOMO. They're like the sunk cost fallacy. I spent too much. I ain't ever leaving, you know?
Say we're different than the competition, and then announce.
Especially when all these things have battle passes and they force you to complete all these challenges, like, you know?
And they don't know what to think.
There's only enough time in a day, enough time in a world, things to do.
Splitgate 2 deserves
it doesn't
better.
work.
It deserves more players, yes, even more
Yeah.
than the 3 million that have already
They
tried
downloaded it, though. Doesn't mean they're actively playing either.
Is not what it's doing,
you know?
but how it's doing it. And
That's
how
also
you
something to
present your
keep in
game
mind.
on the big stage truly matters. Because the truth is, there's only two
The truth
BRs that I
hurts.
have legitimately enjoyed.
Yeah, this is what I'm
Blackout
saying.
And BO4.
Blackout was great. No, dude, I want Blackout back. I want Blackout back. I do not like Warzone at all. Yeah, no, Faye, it's fine. I probably spent quite a bit as well.
And Split Worlds and Splitgate 2. That may be a hot take for
So he
some,
likes the Splitgate
but
2
I'm
one.
not a battle
I never
royale
played it, so I can't say
enthusiast,
anything.
So you need something special and different for me to actually.
I'm not
play it
gonna shame you, but
Split
yeah,
Worlds is
I probably
damn
spent quite a bit
fun.
on Fortnite
It's
as well.
a more
So
relaxed,
it's okay.
laid-back battle royale.
Okay, you're not the only
where
one.
You can respawn indefinitely as long
Trust
as
me,
one
you're
of
not
your
alone.
teammates is alive and out of combat. This
This
makes
is interesting.
dying less punishing.
Interesting.
But the mode still retains that sort of stress
But yeah,
and pressure to
I don't know.
survive.
I want
when your
Blackout back
team
though.
is
Warzone's
totally out of the
poopy in
picture.
comparison
There's
for a
still
lot of reasons.
something at stake. This eliminates one of my least favorite aspects of
Here we
BR
go.
modes. That one mistake is all it can take to end your run and make you feel like you just wasted 15,
So it's not a BR
20
mode
minutes
then.
of your
What,
time.
you have, like,
For
lives?
some BR players, this might be a little too casual for them, not enough at stake.
I mean, I
But
guess.
it could also be refreshing in that you don't have to
So is it
sweat
just
your
like
balls
reboot or
off
something?
all the
So it's not like a
time.
full-on
It's another
BR mode
point.
then.
This game
Is that
isn't
what I'm hearing?
Sweaty. even though it has all the sweat-based mechanics, it's
Yeah,
like
it's not sweaty. I
don't
wonder
have
why.
to try to have fun.
People that
Even
are playing
when I
Halo are
lose,
playing
like,
Halo.
5 consecutive matches, I'm still having fun.
That's
And
also a thing.
great
People are
sign.
probably, like,
The
actually still on
fundamental
Infinite,
VR
like-
mechanics are all here, you know, dropping in from a ship, scavenging for weapons and equipment.
Yeah, I don't play
and
that much
working
anymore
together to
either.
Kill other teams, get better gear.
when I
and
do
come
spend
out with
money,
the #1 victory.
I don't spend money,
Yeah.
actually. I won a bunch of V-Buck giveaways. But when I do spend
There's
V-Bucks, a
ton of
lot of times it's
different
just on the,
biomes and areas
it's on,
the map and cool events
festival.
where certain areas can be locked off in addition to the closing circle.
Yeah, a lot of
One
times it's
match
on
I
festival.
played for the
Hold on, I
first
think
half,
this is
all
done.
portals were disabled.
This is
Which
why.
forced me to approach
You know?
combat in a different way, knowing I couldn't rely on my get out of jail free card. I imagine there's
put
a
it down.
ton of different events that switch things up, things I haven't
Yeah.
even encountered yet. But with 4v4, the 24-player multi-team,
I mean, that's cool.
and a 60-player
Multi-team and
battle
stuff. Like,
royale,
all this seems
Splitgate
fun
2
and
has
seems
a
cool. Maybe I'll
solid
try it. You know what?
and
Maybe I'll
diverse
try it. I'll stop
selection
being a
of
certified
ways to
hater.
play. Add
This
on
might
to
convince
the
me to
map
actually
editor
attempt
and the
it
server browser, and all the
after the
pieces
beta,
are
because I mean,
there
it
to
looks
make
like
sure
they
this
might have
game
improved
lasts
or
a
something.
long
But at the same time,
Time will
I can't
tell
get over
if
the
effort
class-based
spent towards
loadout
making a
thing.
battle
Like, that's the
royale
thing that
would have been
hurts.
better
But
spent
if they have like
somewhere else.
Fiesta or something, maybe I'll do that. That might be,
There's two
that might
parts
feel a
to
little bit
this.
better.
The cosmetics
Doing like
and the
gun game
battle
or
pass.
something.
On
Just playing the
cosmetic
casual mode and
side,
not going like.
everything seems a little too
This is the part, though.
expensive. There
Yeah.
was an $80 bundle
Which
at
is
launch,
nuts.
and that is, I mean, that's the price of Mario Kart fucking World. You know what I mean? Like, luckily,
Yep.
instead of doubling down on some of these prices, 1047 Games has listened to feedback.
did
and lowered
sales.
it. This is a
They
good
did
sign that
sales.
they're not just like saying "fuck you." You know,
Still
what I mean?
$40
It's
instead of 80
tricky
though,
being
like,
in the
I don't know. I still don't
free-to-play
think that's any better
space
personally.
because
You
if
know?
you aren't aggressive with your monetization, you're not going to make money. But if you're too aggressive,
Then people-
nobody's going to buy it.
Yeah. Oh, maybe the whales, but that's about it.
Aggressive with its microtransactions, but the game is free. You know, it's not like Helldivers 2 where you pay $40. So I suppose that's the.
But
trade-off.
Helldivers 2
The nice
are
thing, though,
actually
is
really
that
good
the
on their
battle pass
transactions. I
might
feel like
be
that's
the
a very
cheapest I've ever seen
weird,
at just $5. And in each pass, there's
It's just $5.
$5.
You can't spend $5.
Buy one,
You guys know that
unlock
clip?
everything, and then you can get the next one for free, and the one after that for free. This is
Oh,
very
man.
nice. That being said, I don't agree with the way the premium currency is priced. It seems
probably-
like
it's probably
this
a
is
thing
one
where you
of
have some
those
left over or
models
something.
where you're meant to buy more points than
Yeah.
you can actually use to get the thing you want. And I just don't think that's necessary. You look at the maximum amount of money you can spend in Helldivers 2, it's $20. And you can buy
Yeah.
a shitload
You can
of
buy a
things
bunch for
with that
20.
$20.
Yeah.
I am comparing apples to oranges, but the point is there's
This
room
was
for
saying though, that's like
improvement in
high key.
terms of
It's just
monetization. It's not
Helldivers 2 does it
fucking
really
horrible, but
correctly
it's
for a lot
not
of reasons as
perfect
well.
either.
Because you could get
Despite some
you could get it
controversy
in
and
game. You could
negativity
literally
seeping
get the
into what
currency
is
like in a
otherwise
in a
solid
run
first-person
for free.
shooter. I think 1047
So.
is in a prime position to do something special with Splitgate 2. And what they need to do now is keep things professional, keep moving forward, and maintain momentum with live service updates. Listen to the
Yeah.
fans and take things to heart. Thankfully, the existing issues around Splitgate 2 have little to do with the core gameplay and are instead dependent on
see.
how the game is presented
Genuinely.
and how it's monetized. But
Yeah.
what do you think? Have you
I don't
tried
know.
out Splitgate 2? Are you
This
splitting
might
right
have brought me
now,
back to
or
try
were
it.
you
Maybe I'll
turned off
try
from
it. Maybe
If
I'll
so,
try it.
do you plan on
No,
giving
maybe
it
I'll
a
try it
second
tomorrow.
shot?
Actually,
Let me know
maybe
what
I'll
your
maybe I'll
thoughts
try it
and
out
feelings in the
tomorrow on
comments
stream.
below.
Maybe I'll
Like
do
the video
that.
if you
That might be like a
enjoyed it,
fun.
and
I
subscribe
do
to
plan
the
on streaming
Active
tomorrow.
Man for more
This might have
awesome
convinced me just to
content.
try it
Once
out.
again, thank you to
You know?
Splitgate 2 and 1047 Games for sponsoring
I'll
this
see. I'll
video.
see how
Like,
it is.
download and play
It's
it for free.
sponsored though, man. They
Check out
got
those
me.
links in
Okay,
the
I'll try it out.
description and pinned
Anyway,
comment.
again,
Alright,
Actman.
everyone, that's all I got for today.
He says
This is the
Splitgate deserves
Actman
better.
signing out.
I'll test that tomorrow.
Peace.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.